Why don't you say a word or two to go shopping for this? What we do? Bus, tram, metro. I mean, you brought us back a different way, just for me to experience everything. But, part of it is downtown Warsaw. You don't have like the big supermarkets, right?
No, there aren't.
You could buy all this stuff down here and just be.
I took you to
expensive.
yeah, that's true. I took you to a near suburb, to Dworzec Wilinska,
Oh man, look at that.
which is Vilnius Station. Took you there, there's a big Carrefour store there, which is a French chain. And they have, as you saw, everything. So, and I've been there many times, so I know pretty much where to go to get what.
That's a total lie. You wandered around that store like a lie.
I did not. I went straight to everything.
Well, it's
Except for the sugar packets,
yeah,
which we never found, so.
but it is funny how they don't seem to have things in like an order. Well, the vegetables were kind of in the vegetable area, but like any of the stuff, I probably should wait until after. I'm a drink while eating person, not while cooking. Although there is those recipes where it's like.
Well, we aren't gonna do very much cooking.
Okay.
A lot of this is cold prep. We are gonna cook some of the beets here just a little.
What are we cooking?
Oh, well, we're doing two things. We're doing. I'll bet you can't say it. Chłodnik.
Chłodnik?
Chłodnik.
Chłodnik?
Chłodnik.
Chłodnik.
That's close.
Chłodnik?
Chłodnik.
Chłodnik.
You're leaving out the wa. Chłodnik.
Chłodnik. I can hear it wrong, but my mouth is not saying.
Yeah, what? Of course, that's. I was about to say you're hearing it right. It's just that your mouth won't do. You have to practice this. Chłodnik. Chłodnik.
Which is?
Chłodnik.
It's spelled chłodnik. But anyway, it is that they sometimes call it Polish gazpacho. It's a cold soup that's made mainly from beets, and you cannot get some of the ingredients in the U.S. But you can get that's dill, yeah.
Okay.
And so you can't get some of the ingredients in the U.S. If you live near a decent sort of international store, you'll be able to get the kefir. If you can't get the kefir, you need something a little bit soured in the way of this, and so you can use
a liquid sour yogurt.
Exactly, it's like liquid sour, and so what you can get is the sourest Greek yogurt that you can find, and then add a little milk. Yeah, so that it's more.
The farmer's market in my town, they sell pepper at the farmer's market.
I know.
Yeah,
But I'm from here.
That is true. We are both traveling through Poland. I am traveling.
I'm not really traveling. You and Ruth are traveling. Why don't you introduce her?
So Ruth and I are traveling with the Rotary Global Travelers. We're doing, if you want to step in the camera, you can see.
Okay.
And we are with a group of Rotarians traveling, let's see, it was Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and now we're in Poland. And then we're going to do Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Hungary. And so it's one or two countries per. And there was a dinner party in my town back in Illinois for you coming to Poland. And I said, hey, well, you happen to be there, and you actually live like 4 hours.
I live 4 hours from here, in a town called Wrocław.
Yeah.
But when I say I live here, we're here about half the year.
Okay.
We live in Carbondale half the year.
But anyway,
so
we're right now in downtown Warsaw. I mean,
the Senate is right there.
the Senate.
Yeah, that's the.
Let's see if I can, without dropping the camera, show. And then you want to tell your really bad Polish joke about that stadium over there? Oh,
that's the National Stadium.
the National Stadium over there.
It's going a lot. You don't see it from where you need to come over here a little bit. Here, let me.
It's a little cloudy.
Yeah.
So, But we should get cooking, but you wanted to say your bad jokes about the stadium?
Oh, well, that stadium over across the way, it's gonna light up with football, by the way. It has the worst seating of any stadium in Europe. Because no matter where you sit, you're always behind the poles.
Yeah, that's the bad one, yeah. Definitely a bad joke. Okay, all right, here we go. Let me reposition all this now that I did all that. Is everything crooked? So we did, as we were getting off the, what was it, the train or the, what do you call the underground here?
Metro.
As we were getting off the metro, Randy did his usual spontaneously buying. Actually, fresh strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. They were picked like right when they were perfectly ripe. All right, I might,
Poles are super.
I'll put this somewhere else here, over on the dining table.
Right on there.
All right, Ruth.
So we're watching the beets right at the moment. I've already, well, I'm not sure.
Watch the beet. Bake. And you,
Boil the eggs.
how do you like induction cooking?
I can live with it.
I absolutely love it myself. I have a solar system on my house, so of course,
Yeah.
induction,
Yeah.
but
I have yeah, all of it. Yeah, I have a feeling you know what you're doing here.
but
Well, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
but we're not gonna. You're gonna do all the work.
Well, no, you're about to start doing work.
Yeah, the beets is going
Let
on.
me,
You wanna bring out all the ingredients and explain them? You put them in the fridge, but.
Sure. Where's the cutting board?
This is,
Oh, here it is, here it is.
this is perfectly, what you call,
Well, did you post the recipe? No.
I will, but this isn't. My normal show is on Sundays where people log in and hang out.
Yeah,
Right now, it's
really just
an odd time of the day for,
11 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, or 11:30 on Thursday.
right, so people don't tend to,
Noon,
yeah,
And
so.
but
Right.
I lost it.
Huh?
Yeah, I lost it since we can't. I
No.
can't see it anymore.
That's still streaming or not, maybe it's bad connection, no, it says it's still streaming. But. Oh, bless you. Thank you for not putting that extra flavor in our food, but,
So, you can separate off the radishes.
like,
All right, so what they, I guess
at the hotel this morning, they had a radish salad.
radishes are huge in Poland.
But, and then what else did they have?
Beets?
No, they had a weird, it was an egg salad, but it was kind of liquidy and they called it
Butter, egg butter.
egg butter. But it was like, yeah,
Hollandaise sauce.
but it was a giant salad, but it was just more liquidy.
It was mush. Egg,
Yeah, it was just.
just spread like butter.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I don't believe I know that dish. Anyway, so chłodnik is Polish gazpacho. It's a cold soup, spring, summer. And Gay and I just love it. It's so funny. I fell in love with it the first time I ever had it, many years ago now. And I told Gay about it before she had ever come here to give it a try. But after I had it, I dashed her to the nearest restaurant that had it.
So does it just look like a gazpacho because it's got beets in it? Because it doesn't.
Looks like
tomatoes.
it looks like Pepto-Bismol.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
thank you for warning me ahead
Yeah,
of
it
time.
does. It looks like Pepto-Bismol. It does not taste like Pepto-Bismol. It tastes glorious. It's a relatively, it's actually labor intensive, but it's a relatively simple recipe. So you have to have young beet tops, which we're going to chop up. Yeah, I guess we'll keep it. Yeah, we get rid of the roots.
Because we can, when you peel it, after it's cooked. I don't know what to do.
Oh, well, I'm gonna boil them,
Yeah.
but, yeah. Yeah.
So that's the only thing they're actually cooking them.
Yeah, I'm gonna boil them with the skin on.
Right.
Oh, that makes it easier. Because I always,
Okay, that's fine.
beets are usually.
I never did it that way.
Oh,
Ruth suggests boiling them first and then the roots are easier to get rid of. Okay, that's fine with me. So as well.
Yeah, because it's really hard.
and it would release a lot more of the juice.
That is what I was thinking. It's like there's a lot of flavor in those roots.
Very much so.
Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, this is.
Tops off and then.
Yeah, we'll deal with the tops later. So we're gonna use everything. So what we have here is we're making a lot of it so that you can take it back to the hotel, by the way.
Oh, for the group.
Yeah, for your group.
I mean, part of it is there was like 4 other people wanting to come, but we couldn't fit them in this.
Yeah,
spot.
it's a small apartment, and it's a small kitchen, and so we're pretty much at the limit here. So anyway, what it is.
This is actually a fold up section here to walk out on. Out.
Yeah, they say we can walk out onto the balcony, except that we're not gonna be able to as long as that is on. So anyway, radishes, fresh dill. This is called smetana. You can't get this in the United States, but what it is it's the closest thing to it is creme fraiche.
Okay.
It's not as sour as sour cream. And in fact, it's not even as sour as creme fraiche. It's super smooth. They use this for soup and sausage. You see right there, do soup, so soup.
Oh, soup.
Soup is soup.
I grew up in Italian. Soup.
So dough is for soup and so soup. So soup. That means sausage. And so they use this for all kinds of sauces. And pretty much the way we would use heavy cream or something like that. But heavy cream is sweet, and this is not. And then this is kefir, which you can get in most places in the United States. If you cannot get kefir, what you do is you get sour Greek yogurt and you add a little milk to it, and that pretty much is kefir. So these form the main sort of the body of it. We have radishes, fresh dill, cucumbers, young beet tops here, and then beets. And these days beet the beets. And we also have boiled eggs. And so that's all of the ingredients. The rest of it is a matter of combining it. Not a lot of cooking, but that's not all we're making tonight.
Just like.
We will make this first and then set it in the freezer, not to freeze. But to make cold, because it needs to be cold.
So is it better if it's set overnight? Or is it still?
Yeah,
it's
it's
supposed to have
better,
it?
definitely better the second day. It's one of those kind of things. The second thing we're making tonight.
One of your crazy concoctions again?
No, I didn't invent this. I found it online. I wish I had invented it because I looked at different things. These are King Oyster Mushrooms. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them crossways to about the size of scallops. And then
Why like the size of scallops?
because they're gonna taste like scallops and they're gonna look like them, and they have the same texture. You had them.
And you're going like all mushroom party.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait a second, we're supposed to have mushrooms and there were scallops there. And I ate it and then you told me it was mushroom.
It's a mushroom.
I mean,
This tastes so much like a seared scallop, it's unbelievable.
Alright.
And it's a lot cheaper. So anyway, and they're not, it's not that labor intensive, but it doesn't take long to make them. And so, we'll wait until we're done with this and it's cooling, and then we'll move to the mustard scallops.
Let's see, you got a bowl, I can chop up cucumbers too?
Yeah, well, so yeah, we have,
Are we gonna use radish tops?
no,
Okay, so I can put all this.
yeah,
in
you
here?
can put all that in there.
You wanna save any of that?
No. Right, stuff, not that yummy. So.
I like making a pesto with them, there's city for me.
So you may recall this instrument.
Oh, yeah, you made me actually buy it, I mean, I almost never buy stuff on the internet.
Yeah, so we call it a Hellenizer because Helen is the one who owns this apartment. She's the one who showed us this and she gave us one, our first one. We have been through 2 or 3 since then because eventually they did. So you can start chopping those into small enough pieces to go into this.
Okay, what is it?
I would say
Is quarters small enough or?
it depends, how tough are they, how dense are they? I would say a little more than this.
Oh, look at the rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
Double.
Wow. Wow.
The double
I
rainbow.
want serious freaking rainbow. You can get
I
that.
mean, it was raining the whole time we were out shopping.
Wow.
Let's see here.
These are not super dense.
Let's see if I.
It has been raining.
Oh,
all
yeah,
day.
there it is.
You got it?
Yeah,
What a beauty.
because I mean, it was every country we've gone to, it's been the only sunny day we've been there. We go to Estonia and it's like rains all the way up to the day we get there. And then
Oh, it
double rainbow.
is, it is double.
I got distracted. But now we're looking at the ceiling. Oh,
Yes.
That's quite a view. The seagull is enjoying the rainbow. Like, it looks like she's flying in and out of it.
that was awesome. I usually don't look up when I'm cooking. I usually just stay really focused.
Well, one thing you could do is you could describe this sort of interesting.
Look how sunny,
amazing-
look how sunny it is. Like literally the whole time we're out there shopping, it was like,
It was awful.
yeah, it was.
Well,
Well,
what
what is it like?
dark over there?
It's like mid-May.
Yeah, it's midnight.
But yeah, it's like, it's been in like 30s and 40s Fahrenheit, most places we've been going. But it's like, all right. So you are boiling
Boiling beets.
the beets. Turn up the beet.
So what you are doing, we're gonna put these in here and we're gonna chop them.
We need to
Some.
switch sides so they can see. No, you can see part.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay for that one, all right.
What do you think I'm gonna chop you? Or are you just falling good?
I'm an awfully good chef. I don't get chopped.
That was. But. All right.
So we're gonna do the same thing with the cucumbers and with the dill. And this is not gonna take that long. So anyway,
Actually, how long do you usually boil the beets? Are you just,
well, a while. I mean, I want them to be tender.
but you're not trying to make them soft?
No.
Have you ever had?
Although,
It's like,
why don't you show?
okay, it just like
You see how fast that happens?
finely minced.
You see?
I mean, it does have like two blades. But yeah, that made me, I used to be like so proud of my knife skills and then I got one of those and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
There are still some things you need to know skills for. This is just not one of them. So I'm starting the combining process here.
So.
So one does this to taste. There are a million different chłodnik recipes.
I probably should not put a bad spot.
No, probably.
But
I'm going to go on and just start with this. I'm gonna add one thing of kefir, actually 1.5.
so that's like, I don't know, about a liter.
Yeah, it's a kilogram, interestingly.
Yeah, they
It's
sold it,
2.2 pounds of kefir.
they sold it at the store both in volume, liters and weight.
Uh-huh.
And they were similar
It's almost the
size.
same. Yeah, I was gonna say, this is just about a liter.
That one is 1 kilo. And
So
then,
came out pretty good. This is dyed white, so there's actually nothing left in
oh. Oh, it's a white bottle.
Yeah, it's a white bottle.
I thought it was a clear bottle.
there. If you look in there, you'll see I got it all on the first try. Oh, come on. We had a little explosion. Of Santana.
And I mean, that just looks like cream.
Well, you want to taste it?
Okay.
There's a small spoon right in there.
I love these European little spoons or whatever. I mean, it tastes like a mild sour cream, but richer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I would say
I mean,
that's exactly the description. Ruth, you want to try some smetana? We've got plenty of these little spoons.
I was gonna say, you can find that probably in any deli.
And you can find it in Chicago, I guarantee you, but I don't know.
And I know that we can't.
Yeah, probably so.
Oh, yeah, I feel the mention.
So it's just not quite creme fresh and it's not quite sour cream. It's just wonderful. Let's get it.
Wonderful, I love it.
Ruth is making young faces. I don't know if that's a word.
But the Canadians are a little more, what do you call it? Nice with their young faces.
Well, they're nice about everything, I think. It's like when they were really mad at Trump, they said, cut it out. It's like, I don't know if I've ever seen Canadians that mad.
No, we just
Cut it out.
put a for sale sign on the border.
All right.
I dropped one.
So,
Actually,
so again,
that one's the part where you threw my feet off the floor. By the way, that's pretty much true of all of Eastern Europe. You've just hardly ever been a place so clean. I guess that's the truth. I guess they say Japan is this clean, but
I mean, I don't, what is this, our fourth or fifth country? And I almost never saw trash in the road.
no,
And part of that
it's
is
clean.
the cans and the bottles have a deposit,
Yeah, it's true.
you know, so the part.
Not in Poland, but in the other countries you've been in. But in Poland, they don't have to. Poles are just such rule followers that if they say recycle your cans, everybody does it.
I did see a trash can, regular size, that had 4 bins in it, and each trash bag was a different color.
Yeah.
And on the outside it said,
And they
like,
don't follow the rules.
it was like, one was food waste, it was green,
Yeah.
and then there was recycling, plastic, and other,
Plastic and glass. I mean, no, plastic and glass, yeah.
and then the trash, but it was like a regular trash can, it's like 4 compartments of different color trash bags. And then, yeah, the store, there was like 10 different color trash bags. So, all right, I'm gonna try one of these, maybe. Yeah, I probably should watch you do it one more time.
Try what?
The zippy thing. The Hellenizer,
Oh, yeah, you go ahead and try it, yeah.
you put the vegetable, you put this in first or the vegetables in first? You put this in first, you know?
Yeah, you have to put that in first, otherwise you won't be able to get it in there.
And try not to overload it. Or how, what do you fill it halfway?
About halfway.
Okay.
You'll know when you.
You'll know when you pull
When
it.
you pull it.
That's funny.
So in terms of making chłodnik, having one of these things, this is what makes it beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at all the chopping that's involved in the dressing, and how finely chopped it needs to be,
Yeah.
without this, you're really lost.
That would take a really long time to find and chop all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think what country I was in. I think it was in Colombia, and they had a recipe where they finally chopped it, a bunch of stuff. But
You know, I think I'm gonna.
and then do the same with the cucumbers.
Who's gonna make it? Here.
Oh, it says
We're making a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't want it to be too heavy on the red, so, there we go. We just started to make it all.
I mean, especially these fresh radishes can be really strong.
They are,
They're not.
they're very mild.
Oh, that's true, I did taste one.
Extremely tasty, they're very
I
tasty.
did it again, I always do that. Forgot
They're
to.
very tasty.
Yeah, they aren't very strong.
Polish radishes, so unlike their strawberries, their radishes actually are better than anybody else's. It's the best radishes anywhere. Well, anywhere I've been.
I don't know, those strawberries were just fresh and nice.
Well, I'm gonna say there's strawberries that were picked at the right time. So, you know. All right, let's go on.
The same thing with the
So let's go on and put the kefir in that bowl as well. So that the radishes will start softening.
back to the cup.
You guys are gonna, so,
How are we
to
gonna
the
do
hotel.
that?
We're gonna have to figure, actually,
We could, yeah, I could make a container out of this,
you could put it in this.
but it's pretty liquidy,
Yeah.
so.
So now I'm going to divide the rest of the kefir between this batch. And this batch.
How are the cucumbers here? Do I have to take the bitter out? That rainbow's still going strong.
Yeah. Right, it's usually rains by fate pretty quickly, but it's still.
But I bet, I mean, it was drizzling the whole time. It wasn't like rain, but,
Yes.
and then right as we were coming in the apartment here, the sun popped out. But I mean, I've been going around in shorts and a t-shirt because, well, I like it kind
Well,
of.
that's what you do in the winter.
Yeah, but yeah, when it gets windy or wet, I definitely need a jacket.
It's smetana. Smetana. By the way, in terms of calories, it's excellent.
What do you think? That's
This is.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the fresh berries.
What I saw, that
Ruth
it said 12%, I think it was like a sour cream or something at the store that says 12%.
Yeah, this is more than 12%, I'm sure.
I'm sure the container away.
Yeah.
We're gonna like it. Or
We might, if I say we might want to use it, like I said, we can't.
transporting.
We don't have a top for it. Because it's got one of those peel off aluminum tops here.
All right, I'll have to make sure the spoon doesn't get used.
Well, you can just your spoon for the night.
There we go. There's my spoon down there. This is the clean spoon.
Oh, I see you're making great progress on chopping the cucumbers.
Well, I have this machine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's like,
I thought Helen was gonna be here, so you could introduce the person.
Who gave the machine its
we named
name?
it after.
Also. Trapped.
so these particular cucumbers, a lot of times they get cucumbers where I have to rub the tip to get the sourness out.
Mhm.
These ones, there's none of
There's
that.
none of that, no. So don't fill it too full.
Oh yeah, the cucumbers are a little
Yeah,
more.
they're a little choppier, or chopply bowl. Or
A little rough.
chocolate butter. I think chocolate butter.
Okay.
Oh,
About 4 times and that's
That's
it.
good, it's good. Go over there with that one. And then you do one more.
You don't want to use all the cucumbers?
No, I didn't. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. No, I think what?
I put,
Let's pull back a couple of those. Pull back two. That might be a thing. Although you can hardly have too many cucumbers in this recipe.
just about, just under a cucumber fits in there, one of these things. So you boil those beets for a while now.
Well, they don't get soft right away. They're super dense. But they are small when they are young, and so young means they're denser, but small means they're.
No, I covered it,
Oh,
so you wouldn't have to.
oh, right, yeah. But
You straight up, like, put-
we're gonna put those in there too.
okay, so the greens, you don't cook them.
No, you don't need to.
That's some,
No, it'd be a mistake to cook them half and half.
so I would say that's like. Well, I don't remember how many cucumbers, but it's about 2 cucumbers in one.
Don't get easy.
Oops, I always forget the whole thing.
I'm going to tell you about a mistake I made.
Mistake.
So you see what these are?
Green beans,
Or snow peas.
snow beans.
Yeah, snow peas. So I was making these last night for my friend who came over. And I had roasted them on this. It was soaked up. And they were done, and I served to me and Gay and my friend, the ones that were done. And I left them on stovetop and forgot about them.
Ooh.
And they charred. And they became.
Oh, really? Okay.
They became chips.
I've
Became chips.
actually bought a bag of snow pea chips before. They were dehydrated, but this one,
It was, we ate them like you would eat Lay's potato chips. It was a mistake, but it wasn't a mistake. And so I remember exactly how I spiced them. And I know what I had it set on when I forgot.
so you're gonna try to make.
You bet. I don't know what I'm making tonight, but I'm making them again. There's no question
I
about it.
didn't get there.
Sometimes kitchen accidents are the, kitchen nightmares, right? Gordon Ramsay?
I'd say probably take these parts of the beets off, no?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, I would say one. Those in there. But just chop those up, put them in here. That's what you do. Probably enough to,
Yeah.
well, I will do it. You've been. Talking all.
All the glory of cutting stuff up.
These I'm not cutting with fine.
So this we bought in the bulk section,
Yeah, well, lots of people are making fun of it, credit.
but there was also a section where they had each bundle of beets in like its own plastic sleeve like flowers.
So I'm gonna put half of this here
That's this one is on.
and half of it here.
Well, I just wondered if you don't want purple hands.
Oh, they are gonna be purple. You know, that's actually just part of what happens with chłodnik. You're just gonna have purple hands.
And purple lips.
Yeah. Actually, by the time you're eating it, it doesn't have that, so you got. So this is a clean spoon. Just start stirring. It's going to start turning pink.
Have you ever made this without the boiled ones, just the tops?
No, I've always, well, I've only made it. And in fact, I've never made it at home. I've always made it at home, doing the best I could to replicate the ingredients.
Oh, so that didn't chop as well with the.
That's all right, but chop it a little more. Yeah, when you get the leaves in there, it doesn't chop as much.
Well, the other ones I did 4 times and then this one I didn't. Oh, I did it more than 2. Oh, yeah, I mean, I did. This time I'll do what I feel. I think that was good.
So do you want this partway on, partway off, is that? This lid?
There's a,
Okay.
Yes.
I was just, there's a hole, it's just.
Is that small?
Yeah, it's expanding,
And
yeah.
it keeps the heat in.
That was
to
good,
cook
yeah, that was
the-
good,
the
so you
beets
put all
long
those in that,
Better,
yeah.
yeah, rather than the heat going out, it's heat staying in.
I have a hard time putting lids on and stuff, because I like to watch things while it's cooking, but when it doesn't cook.
But for the water, I watched platinum pillows, right? That's what they.
But what if it's already boiling? I watch a boiling pot never cooks if you're watching it. So. Do we want to start with the mushroom? Or are those beets almost done? I want to hurry this up because I forgot to eat lunch today.
The beets are, they're not that close.
Okay.
We're almost done with this phase.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I can't get to go on.
Well, you filled it too full.
Okay. A little bit too full.
Now,
Or it's a little too quick there.
yeah, gotta get it seated.
It's good every other time. But this time. I don't know. There we go. Finally settled in.
Okay.
So based on keel, that was 12 times instead. And I still think it needs a little more.
Yeah, there's some, I'm sure your eye is perfectly reliable.
Like basically, I go until I don't feel like almost any resistance.
Well, it is. Yeah, I think that's right. I hope
I
that's
just
so.
spin it until I don't feel resistance.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And that's.
Yeah, just say, put that in this one.
That smells really green.
Yeah, yeah. Believe me, it evens out as a result of all this creamy stuff. It's not gonna be,
Have it too bitter. You don't add any flavors.
use salt. There will be salt.
But
That's about it.
it's just the natural
You
flavors.
can, yeah, you
Well, the
can,
creaminess, of course.
yeah, you can put pepper in it. Some people do. But you don't have to, you don't have to add herbs or anything like that. Well, the dill.
Both of us remember the first dill at the same time. We were just like, wait, there's dill. Just like,
The dill's
I
very,
haven't even started hitting the wine yet.
the dill is very strong, fighting for to the top, whatever.
No,
it's,
yeah, you put it in.
Throughout.
Yeah, I mean, we won't put all of that in. You see how much that is.
I mean, that's a lot.
That's as much dill as your grandmother ever used.
Right, and it's got the, like, I don't think in the US we ever get the bottom part of this.
You know, I bought what I could get and that's more than I need. Some of it will probably go to waste, unfortunately.
I would go to that one. I felt the resistance on that. Mainly with that.
No. It's gonna be enough. I'm not gonna need to.
Okay.
I can cook these up as greens for dinner tomorrow.
I challenge you to use the radish greens too.
That doesn't work very well. Half of it there. Oh, well, you got some more there, okay. That's about enough.
Quite a bit, yeah. This was a very leafy. But the beets themselves are really small. And this, but that's what you said is what you want. So. All right. This is my last one. If you want to start getting ready. My first side. You want to let us in on the secret with the mushrooms. Those are so good. It's really not that. I mean, this is.
Putting the eggs in cold water.
You're the guy who like puts, what do you call it? Beef broth and applesauce, so.
I do.
That was amazing. I was really surprised. I thought I was gonna. But recently I had a debuff from the pop showing me how to make, okra and I liked it, which that really surprised me. Do we do this dill now or? Oh,
Yeah, we can do that.
it's a little dill or a big dill? Like,
You're just so clever.
we got eggs,
Yeah, put it in the cold water.
but for, what's for that for?
Well, we're gonna quarter them to put them in the quantity.
Oh, I don't remember that as part of the recipe.
Yeah, it's indispensable.
What do you think about this much dill or how much dill?
Yeah, I think you got it right.
I just made it up.
Well, but you're a cook. Your sensibility regarding this is going to be trustworthy.
Well, and then we can always change it. This is like the common amount of dill you would get like in an American.
Yeah, that's how much you can get generally. But now we've got twice that much. And stems. So we're gone all summer typically. When we got back last summer, our dill plant had flowered, gone to seed, and died. We were gone too long. It's like, I didn't even know that dill did that.
So you think put like half of this in each, right?
Yeah, chop it fine though.
Try to put it in that.
Oh, that's up to you. I mean, it doesn't actually work all that well in that.
Okay.
I think you should use your knife skills.
Yeah, I think that was the best thing that I ever did is I got a book. I think the name of it was literally Knife Skills. And I practiced for different vegetables. I still don't feel like I know how to like chop up a chicken. Well,
That's a little hard.
Yeah.
I know two different ways to do it.
Right.
Neither one of which, satisfies me.
when I was in Malaysia in January, they showed me a different way, which basically they purposely chop to crack the bones open.
Yeah, because they want the,
And
they
so they
want
wanted
the
to,
flavor, the extra flavor that comes from the bones, right?
and then you have to be careful when you're eating the dish because it has a sharp bone in it.
Mhm.
All right, the dill goes in.
So this is more or less done, except for the beets. So we can start.
No, I mean the eggs.
Oh, when that goes in the very end.
Oh,
Yeah, you
because
know,
I don't remember you mentioning that, so I was just.
no, you put them in literally when it's all done.
So is it like you put the eggs and you serve this on top of it?
Yeah, they float in it.
Right,
Most people chop up their eggs in their bowl.
Right, so I mean, I'm just saying the hard boiled eggs are like, when you serve it.
But it's nice.
You don't leave it in here like overnight soaking.
Well, you can.
Oh, okay.
It won't hurt anything.
Got it. So,
Protein. This, by the way, as a vegetarian meal, is a really great choice. Now, obviously, it's very far from vegan. But as a vegetarian meal, this is and you add the egg, you got your proteins.
well, I don't think you need the egg with all this cream and all that stuff.
By the way, it's not going to look like that when we're done with it. Because the beets are not, it'll
Oh, yeah,
Pepto
I'm
Bismol.
gonna still taste it.
Yeah,
It's not like blended yet.
I haven't salted it, and actually I'm probably gonna put a little garlic powder.
I mean, it tastes like yogurt with some stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that will change. I hope.
So, let's see. Find a little sponge thing.
I do think that we can go ahead. By the way, different people put different things in this. I'm actually giving you sort of a cross section of all the chłodnik I've had.
But also, this
And
is
the
like
things
stuff we can get in the US too.
Yeah. Well, some of it.
Well, that's true.
Like the vegetables.
Like what other vegetables might you put in it? Oh, other stuff,
People put onions in it.
onions, okay.
Yeah.
I guess you could put red onions and it wouldn't matter.
You can put raw garlic in there if you're brave enough.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about the red onions making it purple, because it's gonna turn purple already. So, all right. Cleaned it up, semi,
Yeah.
but
We can-
rinse this for the mushrooms.
Yeah, we could go and put this in the refrigerator. I don't think we even need to put it in the freezer at this point.
But normally you wanna really cool it down.
Yep.
Is that one of those? Okay. Who's gonna quick rinse it, because we're gonna use. Now. How did you come across this mushroom recipe?
My neighbor, Mark, who will undoubtedly watch this video at some point or another, because he and I have been cooking together for a long time. My neighbor, Mark, who is a classic sort of Southern Illinois native. He had some kind of deal going where he got more mushrooms than even God could eat.
I love when that happens.
Well, that was
I
where-
get a bushel of some random something.
So, you know how you were talking about the sort of origin of this particular episode of your cooking show was that we were at Mary Sullivan's house, having a mushroom party. The reason the mushroom party happened is because my neighbor Mark got more mushrooms than even God can eat. And so I ran into Mary that day, the day that Mark went and got the mushrooms. I ran into Mary that day at Schnucks. And I said, one thing I like about induction is that when this started happening, it cools down immediately.
Yeah, you turn it off, it's immediately off.
Yeah.
I love the timer, because I have ADHD and I forget. And so if I set that timer.
Well, I told you about myself. So anyway, Mark had all these mushrooms. I saw Mary, and we have had, you may remember, mushroom party at Mary's more than once. That is
Well,
not-
mushroom party means a couple things.
We're talking about wild edible mushrooms that do not change your psycho.
Just like, to be clear, that
Yeah.
mushroom parties,
We were having a mushroom
modern
party.
mushroom parties have different.
Mary Sullivan is a cook.
Yeah, she,
I run with cooks.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway.
she had a potluck that she said every dish has to. She would like every dish to have mushrooms.
This is at least the third time I've done this with her.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I made a chanterelle
she's
like.
the mushroom maiden because she's a picker. She's a finder, she's a gatherer,
and her
forager of
For
mushrooms.
chicken of the woods mushroom that night. She like did this Korean like marination with wine and, it was like,
Mary is a fabulous cook.
that was just
Um,
chicken of the woods. It was like literally like strips of chicken.
they're called Mayatakis in other places. It's the same.
So where's your mushroom? Oh, you still are-
Yeah, I'm still talking about this. So you started me talking. If you don't want me to talk, you're gonna have to leave the room. Because I talk.
Let's see if we can talk.
That's what I do. I was reading my student evaluations today, and about they also noticed.
So-
that I like to talk.
Did you notice this stuff we put in, it's 18% fat?
That's actually not as much as I put in my coffee in the morning, which is more than 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of stuff in America, like the max you get is like 6, right? I mean, it seems.
No, by the heck, cream.
Okay, but I mean, your standard, like, there's a lot of stuff that's fat free and then 1 or 2%, and that's it.
Okay, Ruth.
Yes.
We need your help.
Okey dokey.
So. There's a lot, there's some preparation that goes into this, so. What we're gonna do is cut these. So cut off the bottom, we will save that, but
Okay,
now cut these so that they're scallop. They're the same, you know, so here, so like that,
right.
so that they look like scallops. You want
Oh,
smaller.
okay. No,
Okay.
I was just.
So
thinking-
all of these need to be created. What,
No, I'm just.
orienting yourself on the kitchen.
You need a bowl to put them in.
This can
Or here, we can just use this
That's true.
basket. There we go.
By the way, we have to
Okay.
be sure to take those
Got
baskets back on. Cause I use them all the time. I have discovered, for whatever it's worth, for anybody who watches this, that if you keep mushrooms in baskets in your refrigerator, they last much longer.
Well, don't show them that, it's got, looks a little dirty in there.
But that's only, I only use them, we save it, because we're gonna freaking eat that some other time, yeah.
But that's not part of this.
It's not part of this dish, no.
Okay, so you're just trying to make.
No,
like-
actually. Oh, well, yeah, you can use that, I mean, we could actually use this, it's not, the trouble is we can't cook it right on the side that's not, it's not flat.
Cause you're trying to like grill it really well.
It's grilled, this is the equivalent of
Seared.
grilled. Seared, they're seared scallops, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, so anyway, these things are not that expensive. Scallops are incredibly expensive.
What actually is a scallop? You guys know?
Well, it's the beets that's inside the scallop shell. I mean, the scallop shell is the same one that like Birth of Venus. That's a scallop shell.
Are these clean?
They don't need to be because they're gonna be grilled,
Okay.
you know.
But
Some of
Put
these,
this in-
yeah, that's fine,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, so this part, that ended up in my mushroom soup.
okay,
Yeah,
So you
so
grilled
I made 3 dishes, as you'll recall, for that. I made these, I made a mushroom soup. And what was the third one there? I made,
I thought you just made the 2.
oh, the stuffed mushrooms. Yeah, the cheese stuffed mushrooms.
But like the chicken soup, you did caramelized onions and that mushrooms, and that was the main flavor.
Yeah, that was the main flavor. It was, it was a
But it had a little bit of wild rice in it.
Yes. Yes, all of them. Cause you're gonna take some of them back to,
Well, I wouldn't count on.
somebody's.
I'll
gonna
eat
take
them
some
all.
of them back.
Okay.
Oh, no, but wait till you get started.
Well, I know that I will like this, because
Yeah.
I've been grown up with this stuff, but I'm looking back.
Have you had the scallops before?
Cause these are gonna taste exactly like.
Yeah,
that.
so.
If you didn't tell people it was a mushroom,
Exactly.
No, you could sell it at a restaurant.
PEI scallops.
Yeah. No, you can, you really can, you could sell these at a restaurant.
you think some people do?
No, I don't. Part of it is that I think this is a relatively esoteric use of the King Oyster Mushroom. I don't think very many people have discovered how good this is.
Okay.
So, and how hearty, and how good for you. Now, it does take a lot of butter, but so do seared scallops.
Well, okay, do we need to make a marinade for it or what?
No, we don't have to do anything.
Oh,
I'm about to do what has to be done. It's very simple. I use a cast iron at home, but this is actually very here. As you will see, this is almost
oh, that's
the
pretty heavy.
same as a cast iron skillet.
I mean, looks like a standard pot, but it has weight.
Well,
Oh,
the
wow.
texture, yeah, I mean, this is like a cast iron skillet. And that is what I use it for.
He is not a pure cast iron skillet.
I am When I'm at home, I am, but I'm not at home, and so when in Poland, do as the Poles do.
Sit in front of other people.
What?
Right.
I got a look from Ruth, I'm not sure what the look meant.
No, I'm just
I
wondering.
don't know whether it was a Polish look or a Canadian look or Minnesotan look or.
Well, no, Minnesota, no, it's me, my love.
It's like,
It's the hubby who's Minnesota.
so you're just
No,
warming up the pan.
Actually, no, but I will. Ready to do this, there's actually some more prep to be done. And you could.
Is there a preferred butter?
Ghee, but I
Oh.
couldn't find it. I think.
Oh, go to my cooking show. I show how to make it. Cheapest
Oh, I
butter.
know.
Cheapest butter.
Yeah, I know how to make
Just
it,
boil it.
but we didn't have time to make it a ghee. It does take time.
That's true.
And so,
And a lot of paying
could have gone
attention.
to the Indian restaurant that was just around.
They might have sold it, I don't know. But anyway, the reason for ghee in this recipe ideally is because of the higher flash point.
Okay, because they've got all the cream out.
That's
It doesn't
right.
smoke as
That's-
much.
That's exactly.
So it's not that it's butter concentrate.
All right. So, now, next phase, what happens to that smaller knife? Oh. I will demonstrate. What do we do next? We have to store this.
Oh, did you want me to do that?
Well, yes, both of you perhaps, but we only have one knife that's suitable for it. You have to store it on both sides, just like this. You see what I've done?
And the purpose of that,
Now you can cross store it, that's perfectly fine. The purpose of it, according to the recipe online, is to get the spices and the butter inside, and it also helps it form a seal on the, when I'm searing. And so I'm gonna sear these things. Now I'm gonna check on these
Let me try one.
beets. See what's going on over here.
they just. It doesn't.
Oh, we're almost.
It doesn't do it that easy. It kind of catches.
Well, no, you're being way too aggressive.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Think of it as a pastry or something.
So I'm just barely putting a line across the top.
Yeah.
Not trying to actually cut it.
Not trying to actually.
Got it. Okay. Let me try one more.
Okay,
All right, I'm gonna add some water. To this, mixture over here. Not quite. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna say the mushrooms aren't supposed to be red. Everything else can be red.
no, it's,
Okay, that, you're doing it a lot easier. I was pointing the knife too far down, I think.
I was gonna tell you that, but I didn't want to tell the chef.
Well, I mean, everybody can learn.
You know, I've been teaching college for close to 40 years. And I can attest, not everybody can.
Okay,
I would say most people could learn.
let me try again how you're doing it. That-
Okay, is this appropriate? I think I watched you.
Because I was doing,
That's deeper than I would do, but yeah, there, now
I was doing too much of the tip.
you can do it either with the tip or with the blade. It's just a question of, so the thing has to maintain its integrity. That's.
So that's what you want, like. that.
Yeah, that's the key, is that it's gonna taste like a scallop when you're done. It's gonna texture like a scallop.
I'm gonna give it back to Or here.
I'm gonna give one try. I'll do one. As you're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, you are moving fast.
All right, so I was doing it kind of with the tip.
That's the way I do it.
And it
But,
was-
but,
It was going too deep for me.
yeah, but for you.
So it's just like, oh, see, that's just barely pulling across.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we need.
That makes it, oh, that one went a little too deep,
Yeah,
so,
Yeah,
It's
it's
like I'm
almost the
putting
weight
no-
of the weight of the knife
yeah,
itself.
no pressure at all, and it's doing it perfect.
Yeah, the weight of the knife itself is like.
But my fingers are way more than hers, so I was.
Yeah. So anyway, or I can tell you, these turn out to be the most glorious things you ever ate.
Don't overhype them too much.
Yeah, I don't know, man, they're pretty good. I'm sure they're gonna turn out because this is actually very simple. Anybody could do this. I just can't believe that nobody came up with this before. I mean, when you look at what an oyster mushroom, a king, is, and you see the density, and
Yeah.
you see the consistency, why didn't somebody see this before? But I don't know how far back this recipe goes, so.
I think she has enough for one pan. Let's see.
Well, we're gonna go through multiple pans. I'm hoping that you guys will be able to take some of these back as well. I got enough for you to do that.
I'm gonna try to. eat them all.
I'm feeling bad that your group is not here.
Yeah, we're gonna just.
I don't think that's true. They're very rich. We are not going to eat them all.
They're just basically soaked in butter, so.
However, I will have other friends tomorrow, late
Yes.
afternoon,
Yeah.
vegetarian friends, by the
Okay.
Well,
way,
that's what, that'll be
who will
perfect.
have some chłodnik and they will have this.
Yeah.
Actually, only one of those friends is vegetarian. The other one would eat anything.
They're an opportunivore like me.
They're opportunities.
Yeah. Yes, I grew up vegetarian, but. Yeah.
I actually could go on and start cooking.
Yeah. I'm ready to eat one. There's a bowl of strawberries.
In the world, you actually know what these taste like.
There's a bowl of strawberries over there that keeps mocking me, so. Eat it. I'm glad I moved it out of it. Look how rich that butter looks.
Well, is it time for us to talk about how much better food in the European Union is? I mean, so I've spent a lot of
I
time
would
here.
say dairy. And then vegetables too, because they don't, like, you know, in the US, they get transported all the way across the country. So they always pick them underripe.
It's not just that.
But if you can buy from the farmer's market though. But the standards really, I know the dairy, I love the dairy. It's so much richer and
It's not just
flavorful.
flavor, it's everything. Everything is, but Darren, will you back me up?
So
The everything is
when
a
you do that mushroom, you might want to make sure that.
higher quality.
Blocking it, so.
Well,
You're just grilling it, right?
all I'm doing is I am melting Polish butter, which is masło. I'm melting Polish butter in a pan. And not a lot else is gonna happen except a few seasonings.
Okay.
Now,
But I mean, just because you think it's simple doesn't mean it is for everybody. People are scared to cook. That's the whole point of
you
this
know
show.
much more about that than I would.
That's like part of the show is to show people, you know. That they too.
Can do.
Yeah, I mean, here we're making a lot, so it takes a while, but.
Yeah. Well, that's just so you guys. can-
What I usually
take
do
back to
is-
your group at the hotel.
On Sundays, I'll spend like an hour and a half and I'll make like 5 meals for the week.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's usually what I do. So,
You know, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you do realize that you're something of a mysterious man.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So I met you when you were still almost a teenager.
Well,
Like your
my
early
book
20s.
is coming out, how I grew up.
Oh,
and stuff
alright.
like that.
Well, that's sort of what I'm talking about. I wonder how much you have shared of your story on your cooking show.
Not, I try to compartmentalize my life.
What you do is you interview the people who are cooking for you. But I've known you since you were virtually a child.
You're gonna interview me.
So, well,
Sometimes
how many people in Carbondale have known you since 1996? Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so not that many. That's right.
But
And you were a young environmental activist when I met you. Nothing of what you have
I,
accomplished in
let's see,
your
in
life.
'96, I hadn't quite started my solar company.
No, you haven't.
But no, that's not true. I had the predecessor of my solar company. It was a company called Alternative Transportation and Energy.
Uh-huh.
And then I incorporated in '99 into Advanced Energy Solutions.
So,
That was,
so
yeah.
anyway.
yeah, when I was still,
The thing is that I was hanging with an earthburster. And we came through Carbondale and played. We played at Michael Rose's place. That's where I met
I
you.
don't even remember any of that. It's like,
I met you and
the butter is ready.
Kristen Kordetsky. No, not yet.
Let's see.
But she.
Are you trying to cook off the cream of it? Like,
I am definitely gonna brown it,
so like trying to make it into a beef, take some of the cream out.
essentially. Yeah, to reduce the fat in the butter. That's what's going on here on the stove, for those of you who wanna know. But anyway, I played at Michael Rose's place, and you were there, and Christian Kordecki was there, and I met you guys, and Robert introduced you to me as the future of energy.
Well, I do have a
He said-
pretty big solar
He
company.
said you knew more about this than anybody he had ever met. And this is Robert Hoyt speaking.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, he's met everybody.
So my two passions are energy, equity, equality,
Right.
you know, balance it out. for
This is what
everybody,
came across.
And food.
You have
So
absolutely.
those are my two passions.
You
are
had
literally
absolutely
food and energy.
nothing to do with
equity.
food as far as I knew.
Yeah.
At that point, but,
But, I
and
mean,
you also had 0 gray hair, so.
but yeah, you all right? All right.
So we have a little.
With that bad wine?
We have a little white wine on our leftover
Beets.
beets. But I think the rest of it's all right. So you see what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is I am trying to reduce the amount of cream in the butter. What we have to do, it's real.
I know it.
Yeah, and so what we have to do is we have to get these to form a really nice. So I'm gonna raise the temperature. They have to adhere to the cooking surface.
Okay.
It's much better on cast iron to get that seal. And the seal is what creates the browning. And so I'm at 12 right now. I'm gonna move this thing to 14.
What's the number range?
Well, the 14 is the highest and except for P. I
Okay.
don't know what P stands for, but it means the hottest of the hottest.
Yeah, mine goes 1 through 10, so I want to know what you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna raise the temperature on this. You see that we're getting a little bit of smoke off of it.
Right.
So we're gonna go through
I
this.
knew that smoke is from the beets.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, we're gonna go through this 2 or 3 times. in
Okay.
order
I
to
think
get
you call that steam.
This is smoke.
Okay. The technical term. Yeah, we've been boiling that for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe,
I've only made beets in
Well,
my
I
pressure
tested
cooker.
it a minute ago.
and that's fastest way.
Yeah, that's the only way I've ever made beets.
So the
Well, that's not true.
the small ones are.
I feel like I'm trying to think back. So before I did the online cooking show, we had something called Rice and Spice, which was every Friday we cook. I would get a student from the university to share their food,
Oh,
their food culture. And some of them didn't know the food culture. They called grandma and grandpa back and, you know, they knew how to cook. That was the thing is, people from other countries really know how to cook. They don't know they know how, but they definitely have.
Well,
skills.
our Ukrainian, who I was hoping to show up, she
Yeah.
doesn't think she cooks, but
Yeah.
she probably does.
People, and so.
They don't
For
realize. how
4
much they
years,
actually-
every Friday, we had rice and spice. And it was cook and give out food to the community.
Mhm.
And we averaged 43 people we served every Friday. And the thing was, is if they came, it was not a free meal. It was cook together, eat together, and clean together.
yes.
It was like, if you came, so like, I did have some people who would come and think, oh, it's a free meal. And then I would get the prettiest girl and say, hey, go talk to that guy and tell him,
See, this
you know,
is
you
why
can't
you're-
do it very many
This
times
is why you're the
because
man of
this is a
mystery.
community.
It's because there's clearly strategy in all this. People, this is what Robert Hook told me about. He said you have to watch it. You have to watch to see what it does.
But yeah, it was just
It's
like,
not
get-
gonna, it's
get
not
the
gonna explain
community-
it to you. It's not gonna explain it to you, but you're explaining it now.
But the whole idea was to get people to come, because they were used to going to like churches and getting free meal. You know, they would just go there, they would be given a paper plate and, you know, some basic food.
Right, right.
But this right here was more that it was It was community, it was food, and the thing that really made it so that I knew that I had made it was when a guy from Pakistan came up to me and he said, I'm not supposed to be your friend. My passport literally says I'm not supposed to be your friend. The government says I'm not supposed to be your friend. But I've cooked with you enough times that we're friends.
Oh.
And that's where I was just like
Precious.
eating together, brings us together.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, and so,
I agree with you.
yeah, and so
So
that
I would
was,
say, so,
yeah,
do you see what this is doing?
so it's browning just a little bit.
That's exactly right. And so,
But it took a long time.
it does, but you have to be patient.
And you have to watch it the whole time?
Pretty much, because so those brown spots, those are the places these things go.
Right, now if you put ghee in there, you wouldn't have to.
I wouldn't have to, it would be so much easier.
Now, can you just use just an oil?
No,
There's not like a good quality oil that you can
not
use.
gonna work.
They have butter flavored oil.
No. I don't know about that. I haven't tried that, but I can tell you that this is.
Yeah, artificial.
Just like,
So everywhere I see brown is a place that I feel like I could put one of these mushrooms.
all right.
We're gonna do this several times, in order to get all of those that Ruth has so beautifully scored, and you're now done. Almost.
No, you made piecework.
But, thank you for coming along.
Oh, you know that I love cooking and I'm happy to be part of, your world.
There you go. Just like,
It really is. This is our world that you're experiencing.
Oh, very.
Yeah, and it is, it's.
You gotta be
expansive. It's
open-minded.
expansive.
I've had a few Canadians on my show, but I'm trying to think. I know I have one lady from Canada, but she's actually from the country of Jordan. She cooked on my
Oh,
show.
well, she's not, yeah.
Trying to think, have I had,
Okay. I am
is
now
there any
turning-
like quintessential Canadian food?
I'm now turning this up.
Anyway, think about it, to be on the cooking show in the future.
Okay.
Yeah,
So. I'm
okay,
now
the
turning
butter
this
is
up.
ready.
It is.
All right.
And we're about to move into this, and what's gonna happen is I'm gonna season these, well, I've got to actually get it here. I probably need this too. I'm gonna season it.
Just as long as sir.
Not very well.
Just like.
Yeah, but I might need them. So
Plastic foams, you don't have to check.
what I do, and this is following the recipe that I found, is that I will put these on one side and let them form the seal while I season the other side. And then I'll turn them over and season the side where they form. I think the seasoning prevents it from forming the seal, the sear seal.
Okay.
And so if you can sear it on one side, and get that seal,
Right.
with the butter.
Because mushrooms have a lot of water.
They do, and that's exactly
And you
what.
don't
the
want that
recipe-
water to come out.
Exactly what the recipe says. It
Oh,
says,
wow.
yeah, it says you gotta get rid of the water. It's the same thing when you're.
Do you want the water to come out?
Yes, well, you wanna get rid of it. And so if you remember cooking scallops, they'll always say, get them as dry as possible.
Okay.
Because they have all this water in it. Well, it's the same thing with these.
Got it.
The same thing.
All right, when you do it, can you stand a little?
All right, here we go.
Side.
Ready.
It just started smoking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got the knife gonna jump.
Just gonna jump.
I'm gonna stand out of the way to see if. Can you turn to your left a little bit, Randy, so we can see? But it's sizzling. And you've got it at almost the highest temperature?
I do.
Okay. Should I try to get this? No. Unfortunately, that camera's hooked to the laptop. I need to get a longer USB cable for doing this. This is probably the best setup I've had in my portable. Usually I just use my phone. But, oh man, that's sizzling good.
Yeah.
And when you said you season it, what do you put on it?
I'm gonna put salt and it basically, I'm gonna put maki on
Maggi.
it.
I only know Maggi as like bouillon cubes.
Well.
Wait a
I'm
second.
going to
No,
introduce you. I'm going to introduce you to it.
You can do it at the international grocery store.
Right,
Okay.
okay, so I'm gonna put some basil and some,
So Maggi is a brand.
some pepper and some marjoram on it.
Not margarine,
Marjoram, right.
need to clarify. I should have been writing this stuff down, but now I have to watch the whole video. to get the-
Well, I mean, so you could, I sent you the links.
Oh, you do have.
Yeah, and I sent you the link.
I forgot about it, so. Like a week ago.
No, but, oh.
I've been to 5 countries since then. And that's a good excuse, isn't it? I've been to one country per day. No, Lithuania was 2 days and Poland is 3 days, yeah, 3 days.
I guess, I mean, I'm so happy that they scheduled you in such a way.
It just happened to be.
Put a little more Maslow.
Yeah. But the same thing happened to me in Riga. A friend of mine there, I said, hey, I just realized I'm gonna be in your town in like a week. And she's like, okay, well, I don't live in Riga, I live outside of town. But a group of us are going downtown to watch the Latvia German game.
Latvia and
Canada, oh, I really screwed that story up.
You did, you know what?
I did that on purpose. This
I-
year.
Together on this trip and
I did not do it on purpose. But it was really hard to be amongst the Canadians there.
right.
There was only like 5 Canadians that were visiting. And they were trying to not cheer too much because it was in the middle, it was on a square in Riga. Like, I don't know, could there have been 1,000 people in the square? There was a lot, and then they had like a 15 or 20 foot screen.
Right.
And here's the funny part, they were showing the game on the big screen there.
Yeah.
And on blocking Randy is too, so you can see.
I am seasoning this.
They had the game on the big screen there. And then they were watching the game inside the bar too, but it was a minute delayed. So like, everybody out here is going woohoo, and then you like, and then like a minute later, everybody in the bar is woohoo. Just like. But,
And Canada won 7-1.
yeah, so that was.
7-1,
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Latvia came right out of the gate and made a goal right at the beginning, and Canada was just like, we can. not let this happen.
Talk about this?
So it's like,
We
What
we
is
were
it?
having a conversation about Maggi.
Well, yeah, the
but
Magi,
this is in Polish,
it's
obviously.
very.
Well, yeah, this is the Polish version, but it's a Swiss company.
Right, the thing is, Magi is quite popular in Europe, and the thing is, I got introduced to it because my husband's Dutch, and it's
I
very.
can't read what it is.
Well, it's in Polish, but it's a
Right.
Swiss company.
You have to pay attention to that or not?
I'm forming a seal over
And
here.
it's, you could smell it, and it's so aromatic.
Yeah, yeah.
So to me, it smells like a beef bouillon. Kind of, like, or like a soup base,
But I don't.
but a little more soy. I don't know.
No, I don't think there's any soy in it at all.
And how many taste it?
Like, it's stronger than the.
It's stronger than
Worcestershire
Worcestershire sauce, yeah.
sauce, But I think Worcester sauce. Really strong.
Well, I agree with you, it's really strong. but
Well, it's much saltier.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very salty.
But it doesn't taste like soy
It's
sauce
not like
at
soy
all.
sauce.
It's not soy sauce.
Is it mushroom sauce? I don't know, I'll have to look it up.
So do you guys want to see how the magic occurs here? Because it's
It's
occurring.
much lighter. It's more.
This
because
is,
you want-
this is occurring.
Okay, I'm gonna try to
How
get
much
this.
like
I
scallops.
unplugged the laptop here. I'm gonna try
What
to,
I'm gonna do is I'm about to flip them.
okay, I got. It's starting to get really smoky.
I won't let it
I unplugged the laptop and here we are.
go.
Okay.
That's just-
Here you go, Randy, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. I'm about to-
So, oh man, they're really,
They are perfect, by the way. That's exactly what they're supposed to look like.
Oh my God.
Yes.
They take a picture? Of us?
So I'm gonna put it back. It's aggressive in the middle. All right. Looks good.
so that one looks a little,
It's still-
that one looks quite a bit, that one looks very burnt. Okay,
It's charred.
that was, whoever came up with the idea of the charred burger when they just burnt it by mistake was genius. Oops, I got tired of holding it up.
So you get it really nicely seared on one side,
Right.
and then the other side you just get done. And so I'm gonna add, not butter, but I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to the.
Oh, you are.
That one tried to jump into my plate.
I have been, this is all butter so far.
Right.
But it really is perfect. This is what it's supposed to look like.
You need some tongs.
Seared scallops. And that was great. It's almost magic.
You use this and it was great.
That's just a combination. So I use that when I'm making, vinegar and oil dressing.
Oh, but you put it on there. Did you?
I put pepper on it and I put all of this on there.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
you'll
just-
taste it.
so.
Just a little bit of herbs.
So this is the first batch and we're pretty much done.
So you don't have to cook it very much on the other side.
No, the key is the one side. Let me see if I can do here in terms of figuring out a way to.
I just bumped it.
But we're gonna do this several times, so this is not the only.
All right.
Now I've got to replenish the butter. I'm turning it down. And I'm gonna put this in the oven. It's
Warm.
The
camera here.
as well. I'm just putting it. Let's see. I'm putting it at 40 degrees centigrade. Which is just warming. All right, let's put some more butter in there. Do some more of these.
I mean, are those beets ready that I can?
They probably are.
Cut them up. So. I don't know.
So the little ones are and the big ones aren't.
Okay. But I could maybe peel these. What's these? Oh, just warm it up.
I'm gonna put them higher. Beets are really dense.
Mhm.
They're just dense. There's no two ways about it. You can, if you want to.
Pour that water out and I can peel these.
Yeah. If someone has to peel the, well,
Oh.
I've tried all kinds of tricks.
I will, or
Yeah.
somebody else doing it? No.
well, however you want to do it.
I feel the strange.
Go get it, we'll go in.
Well,
Good job, people.
This is all just go to.
here's,
So I'm now adding more butter to the pan for the next round of these. Y'all, I'll go on and do what you're doing. Don't just mushroom cover.
I wanted these.
I'll make these like tomorrow.
I had literally come in half. Never had that happen ever in my life. This came out, it's perfect. But I've tried all kinds of tricks. I feel like the one trick is
Good for cooking or for peeling?
for peeling. That it just, the fresher the egg, the harder it is to peel.
Yes.
That's what I found out. That doesn't matter what tricks you use. The fresher the egg, the harder it is to peel.
And you know what? The chances are that those eggs are pretty fresh.
Yeah.
But they're doing very well.
The oven is smarter than you.
It is so far.
Just like, I guess we're pretty much wrapped up.
We're getting there. It's about time to eat. That's right. So we are currently doing the same thing with the butter.
Do we want to just say what we do with the beets and then we wrap up?
Well, so yeah, when the beets are soft enough, we'll let them cool. And interesting. We'll let them cool, and then we're gonna chop them into fine parts, and then we're gonna put them in the quadrant. That's all there's to it.
But you chop them like a lot.
No.
So you finally chop them into things.
Yeah.
It's not like you put little teeny cubes, you're trying to chop them up really well.
You can do it as little teeny cubes,
Okay.
that's common,
Yeah.
but that is what, so, and everything that's in here right now. Left over from, they should go in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But you cool the beets first before you, well,
Unfortunately, yes, I have to let the beets cool. And then I'm gonna probably put them in the freezer. So that we can actually have it at the right temperature.
got it.
Chłodnik is not something you make in an hour. At the preparation time, yes, maybe an hour. If you do the beets in advance, which we didn't, then you really can combine.
Beeping.
Oh, it's the oven, he's trying to figure out how to get it to work, but they keep.
It's doing what I wanted to do.
So
I don't know how to get.
Okay, let's wrap up the show,
All right,
and then I'll take
So-
some pictures.
so what you're gonna do is quarter these, and they're gonna be floating in the chłodnik. We'll take some pictures, how about that?
Slice them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
But you
and
do a slice across the middle, so you get
so
a
if you,
sun.
if you slice them like this, you get like,
You get yolk and white, but it's pretty, just sitting
Oh,
on
okay.
top.
oh, you just let it
and
float.
I'm rounding the butter again.
Cause I was thinking if you did the quarters, you set it down, and put that on top, but you put the eggs on the top.
I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what,
You
let's
got
hold
it.
this.
But what it's doing now is cooling it up.
No, it's not gonna cool it. Let's hold these up where everybody can see.
Oh, yeah, let's show that on
Yeah,
how beautiful
yeah,
they are, and
yeah.
then we'll wrap up.
So, and then we're gonna do, more rounds of
Cause
that.
I'm ready to sit down for a little bit and eat.
I'm sure you are,
But-
that would be very nice for you, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, we did do like 2 hours walking around with shopping. And, Polish people do not walk slow. I was like afraid that I was gonna get run over.
So this is what this looks like. You want one?
Hey, you wanna come try one of these and see?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. What do you think?
Take it.
See that texture?
It's just like it's so, we're just gonna.
Oh, and that's, just like,
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just amazing? There's plenty more coming.
but it's just a mushroom.
It's just a mushroom.
That's
It's just a mushroom.
So you can use any of these spices that you would want to
Yeah,
put on it.
anything you would choose.
And garlic, you said.
I didn't put any garlic on it, but
Garlic
garlic.
usually goes with,
Garlic would go nicely, but what I've got is a very mild but savory spice combination.
Right, exactly.
So I'm browning,
Lovely.
I am now browning the butter again, and we're gonna,
Before you
and we're gonna do this.
You wanna do a final wrap up?
Sure, well,
I'm ready to sit down
yeah, of course you are.
and maybe have a little wine.
Yeah, so here are the boiled eggs. All of this is going in the chłodnik. The chłodnik will be Pepto-Bismol pink when we're done, but it'll taste so glorious. I mean, Jay is pulling up a picture of what it looks like when you get the beets into it. It is so good. Anyway.
Cold soup.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like when it's done.
Just like, and then
You see the-
put a little herbs on it, or you don't have to.
Oh, no, it's all, I mean, everything you're gonna want in that chłodnik is in it.
I expect.
Maybe a little salt, but I think I already salted it, so. Yeah.
It's very.
Sounds absolutely wonderful.
Anyway, so welcome to Poland. Yeah. I mean, it's my home away from home, what can I say?
There you go.
I have no ancestral connection to this place whatsoever, but we chose it.
Oh,
You know how chosen family works, this is like chosen country.
There you go.
Yeah, we are very happy here, so.
that's how you
Random
sound.
question.
chłodnik.
What do you think your favorite part?
The ale has the.
Jay,
Excellent, thank you.
R has just asked me, what is your favorite part of Poland?
And now the
I
hard
mean,
part,
but I mean,
Can you do it?
aspect of Poland.
answer briefly.
Why do we live here half the year? That would be a better question.
All right.
You just have to come here.
I mean, I've only been here a day.
And you're getting it, you're beginning to
Well, I'm
get it.
getting it a little bit, but mostly I've been exposed to the bad part. Cause I've gone to the museums and I went to the, and tomorrow I'm going to Auschwitz, so mostly I'm
it's
in
gonna get
the
tough.
history, right?
Well,
But it's the history, that,
but the good side, I can't tell you how good the good side is. Life
can I
here-
sit down and have some of the big stuff?
Yeah, life here is so much better than it is back home. We are.
But you have been here in the winter.
I have, I've
Oh,
spent
yeah?
an entire winter here.
Oh, okay,
The
then.
winter is tough.
Yeah.
The winter is not for pansies. Yeah. It's only for tough people because the sun goes down at 3:30. And
I mean, right now it has like 11 hours of sun here.
that's so, at this time of year, Poland is so glorious. But in the winter, the sun goes down at 3:30 and it's dark and the school children are coming
All right,
home in the dark.
it's starting to burn, so, all right.
Oh,
We're gonna wrap this up. Let me think. I think I can pause.
It's perfect. It's perfect.